Yes, you guys, I'm Nini FC, this is Blue Lines TV, and welcome to another News Daily video. Now in today's News Daily video, I'm going to discuss everything that's happened on transfer deadline day. Apologies for being so late with this. I was filming with the United stand. I got some content ready for you guys tomorrow in preparation for the game on Sunday, so stay tuned for that. However, in today's video, of course, I'm going to discuss Luiz, I'm going to discuss Drinkwater, Kennedy, Chalobah, plus more things as well. However, before I get into anything, smash that like button, help me get more than 1,500 likes for today's video. Don't forget to press the bell notification button either, and to end things, in the cards above will be recommended videos for you guys, so if you do want more Blue Lines TV, you'll know where to find it. Now, getting straight into the terrible, awful, bad news that happened today. I can't believe this has really happened. The whole thing just feels so surreal. It's just happened so quickly. I can't even really process what the hell's been happening. But Luiz has officially signed for Arsenal today for 8 million. He's going to wear the number 23 shirt. And he signs a 2-year contract as well. And yeah, you're seeing it. Luiz wearing an Arsenal shirt. His interview is going to be interesting. It really is. What's he going to say? I bet he's going to completely gas it. He's going to say, yeah, I came here to win things, or all that type of nonsense. And we all know this. Luiz ain't winning anything at Arsenal. Still though, there is an interesting question. And was Luiz really respected by this club? Now, I say this because, for example, last season, when Sarri first came, Luiz said in an interview that Sarri said to him immediately that he wasn't going to be in his plans for the season. Now, in the space of 3 days, Luiz was able to change the opinion of Sarri, and he became an integral part of the first team. And it's not the first time that Luiz has been disrespected in this sense. It's not the first time that, he hasn't been appreciated for his footballing ability. And maybe this whole incident was a final straw. Maybe Luiz was thinking, you know what, every single season it feels like I have to constantly keep proving myself. I've been good this pre-season, and to be told that no matter what I do, I'm going to be the last choice option, I'm not happy with that. And who knows what the personal beef is between Luiz and Lampard. I don't know, and to be honest, I don't want to speculate on it because I like both parties. But regardless though, Luiz signing for Arsenal could have been a final straw. He's thinking, you know what, it's time I just keep it moving. I'm not going to get the appreciation that I'm hoping for from the club, even though I've done so much for them. And, sometimes this happens and it's disappointing. It is sad. I'm not happy that Luiz has signed for Arsenal. I think that we are making a mistake deep down. I think that he could be really beneficial for the team. A lot more pressure on the young guys now. And I don't know. I always kind of envision in my head that Luiz would be the first team defender for now. As the season progressed, as Zuma and Christensen played a lot more to build that connection and that relationship, that's when you start to see these guys playing together and then taking Luiz out the team. I thought this would have been Luiz's final season for us, playing an important role, playing an important role with the dynamics of the squads, providing quality as well. We know that in defense, that tends to be an area where we get at least one injury per season. And when you let someone like Luiz leave, someone that could have been very beneficial for the team, it's a big call. A very big call. But I think Lampard did do the right thing. End of the day, a manager needs to be strong in front of the squad. A manager needs to get the respect from his teammates. The minute anyone starts acting up, everyone's going to start doing it. It's really as simple as that. Still, we'll never know the full, minute, key details behind what the relationship was like between Lampard and Luiz. But it's sad that it had to end like this. It really is. For once, can't we just have one ex-Chelsea legend getting the send-off they deserve? It's never going to happen. And, Luiz leaving is kind of like the final hurrah for this current generation, because now it looks like we're fully adopting into the new generation, the generation consisting of academy graduates, players with high potential, and it's a brave call, it really is. but it's the best, most efficient call if you're very serious about developing and using young players this season. So often at this club, and I've been saying this time and time again, managers are forced to use more experienced players because they have more power in the squads. If they start acting up, you'll get the other squad guys acting up, and once that happens, the manager loses the faith in the players. And this is why this environment's been really hard for young players to get those opportunities to play. But now it's finally happening. We're at the end of this generation with this team. The new one's coming. It's consisting of Zuma. It's consisting of Tamori, Christensen. Academy guys like Ruben, Mason, Hudson-Odoi, Tammy. It's here. We're ready. And I really feel confident that this is the best direction for the club. It's a shame that it came at the expense of David Luiz. However, as I keep saying, the club is the most important thing. It comes above anyone and everyone, regardless of if David Luiz is one of my favourite players. The club will always get the main priority. It's as simple as that. And again, even though it's sad, this was the best course of action. I don't want to be fake, you know. I felt like saying good luck to David Luiz, but honestly, nah. I don't want him to have good luck at Arsenal. Listen, it's neutral for me. It's very neutral. It doesn't affect how I see the player. He's still one of my most favourite players. He's a brilliant technician of the ball, one of the best players I've seen, and you know what? I'm still going to hold those memories really fondly. You guys, I've spoken enough about this. Moving on to the next story, and yes, it's looking like Kennedy is going to be signing for Reading on loan this season. Now, this was really surprising news, and it's really sad news again. I mean, there was once a time where Kennedy was being linked with clubs like Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain. We wanted 30 million for him from Newcastle. Now, all of a sudden, of course, once he signed his new contract, he's going out on loan to Reading. Now, this does make sense. Most clubs now have conducted their business. The window closes early in this country, so I guess his options were very limited. I'm disappointed that Kennedy didn't stay with the squad. However, Lampard's thinking, you know what, with Willian, Pedro, Hudson-Odoi and Pulisic, Kennedy won't be getting the same game time. Still, it's a massive step down signing for Reading. Reading were a team in the bottom half of the Championship last season. I can't expect him to learn much, and I've been saying this for so long now. Kennedy needed a loan from years ago. Not now, not when he's 23 years old. And now I'm worried now. Now I'm thinking, you know what, Kennedy's never going to play for us. The best we can hope for him now is that he's able to find some form so we can get a respectable amount of money if we sell him, because that's what it's come down to, you know. It seems like all the Brazilian players are slowly starting to become extinct. Willian, you're going to be the next one, and he is going to be the next one. Hey, it's interesting. We're definitely in a new era at the club right now. A lot's happening. A lot really is happening. And yeah, it still feels a bit surreal. Now with Kennedy, I'll say this every single time. The club didn't do him right. For managers using this guy out of position, we've really stagnated him. We've stagnated this guy so badly. If he was able to get a loan move straight away before we signed him, I'm sure right now his career would be on a much better place. Too often, young players' careers get stalled. And it does make sense. If you're going to have a loan army consisting of 40-something players, you know that no one's going to get any good attention. It's as simple as that. Kennedy could have been a completely different player. You know, he should have been someone that was playing on the right wing throughout his entire career. We can blame Mourinho for that. Typical of the manager, it really was. But, you know, with Kennedy as well, going back to Newcastle last season, it just didn't work out for him. It is hard when you're the only sole attacking player. It's not as if he had any other guys to link up with. So you find it very difficult, but to go to Reading, a division below, I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand. And surely the club are thinking that this is going to be a nothing player again. Another player that ends up being worth nothing. Another player that ends up being on the books for time. And another player that we just can't get rid of. That's how I'm starting to see it, and it's disappointing, but you know what? This is the risk you take whenever you sign for this club. Moving on to the other story today, and Danny Drinkwater has moved to Burnley on loan for half a season. His loan spell will end on January the 6th. We are going to subsidise 50% of his wages, meaning that we'll be paying about £50,000 a week. Now, it's crazy that we offered Danny Drinkwater 100k. Honestly, some of the club's planning and thinking throughout the years has been so poor. And this is why we need to be really grateful now, you guys, that they've finally woken up and finally brought in the infrastructure that we've desperately needed. All we can hope for is that Danny is going to do bits. Hopefully he's able to get some attention. I think he's a good player. He's not a terrible player. It's just that he was meant for a specific role. Conte was just so opposed to using young players. You know, it made the club waste so much money on a squad player that wasn't needed, and you know, we paid the price. When you consider his transfer fee, when you consider that we still have to pay half his wages, this guy's been an expensive flop for us, even though it hasn't necessarily been his fault. Danny Drinkwater is systematic of everything done poorly by this club, all the poor thinking, planning and management, and I'm hoping now that those days are going to be behind us. We aren't going to go back to those dark days. No, it's deep because Drinkwater, listen, I've always respected him from his times at Leicester City. I thought this guy was a player. I still think he is, but he just doesn't suit our team or our needs. He was never needed at all, and it's disappointing, but good luck to Danny. You know, he was very good for the squads, a popular player. He was a funny guy as well, so hopefully he gets his form back and he's able to progress his career. Now, to end things with the final two stories, Izzy Brown has signed for Luton Town on loan for this season. Oh, it's peak. It's real peak. It's sad because what's really stopped Izzy Brown progressing has been his injuries. Once he got up to the Premier League with Brighton, you were really thinking, wow, he's going to step up. Let's see what he can do. However, over the past few seasons, injuries have been stalling him time and time again. Now he's joining Luton Town to get consistent game time, to be in an environment where he is going to play week in, week out, where he'll be allowed to make mistakes, to grow, and to hopefully regain that confidence. However, you know, how is his body going to cope? You know, the Championship is a very physically demanding league. Is it a surprise that, you know, some of these guys that we have at the club have sustained injuries from signing for Championship teams? Maybe I'm looking into things way too much. You guys know I've got a habit of doing that, but nah, it is sad for Izzy. You know, when you saw the debut that he had for us when Mourinho first used him, you know, when we first signed him from West Brom as well, the guy had a big reputation, and it's just so sad what injuries can do to a young player's career. And to end things with a final story, Chalobah has signed for Huddersfield Town on loan for the season. Now, before he signed for them on loan, he did sign a 3-year extension. And this really surprised me again, because one thing I've been hearing throughout this entire season was that Chalobah was going to leave. You know, there was some history between the Chalobahs and the club for how Conte mistreated Nathaniel back in the day. I've spoken to you guys about this story already. It looked like Chalobah was going to leave and leave on a permanent. Still, as we've seen over the past 24 hours, anything can happen in football. Anything really can happen in football. We managed to persuade him to sign an extension. A loan move to Huddersfield Town is a great move. Hopefully he steps up. The Huddersfield Town manager came out to state that he's able to play as a 6 as well, so it really just highlights that his versatility could be a unique selling point. And I like versatile players. I think versatile players are good for a squad. You never know what's going to happen during a season. But with versatile players, you're able to prepare yourself for anything that may happen. This is definitely a good loan move for Trevor. He's a great player, good technically, great education. Hopefully he does bits, and then we can reassess him for next season, and then we can decide what to do with him. And on that note, you guys, that's everything that happened on transfer deadline day. David Luiz is no longer a Chelsea player. He is an Arsenal. You know what? I just want to end this video. This has been, it's been weird. It's been crazy, you guys. But from tomorrow, I've got videos coming out. The schedule is going to be back on point. I've been slacking a bit recently, so apologies to you guys, but I'm back now. Things are sorted. A lot's going to be happening on this channel, a lot. So many new exciting things. You guys, it's going to be an exciting period here. On that note, I'm going to keep things moving. Thank you for watching. I'm Nini FC. This is Blue Lions TV. See you guys later.